is it that the only feeling that we're allowed to have around not having kids is sadness? I'm not sad about my child-free choice. I had to discover that it was a child-free choice. I had to also come to grips with the fact that I was that I was making a decision that society often frowns upon. I would be the one that would be expected to pick up late shifts and the shifts that nobody wanted. People would assume that just because I don't have any kids, that I don't have a family of my own, which just isn't. I have family, I just don't have kids. Kids just aren't part of my family. Why is it that I am allowed to feel sad about not having kids, but not ecstatic, effervescent, joyous, joie de vivre? Why am I only allowed to be sad about not having children? Now, there are people who are sad about not having children because of circumstance or anything, but they did not make the choice to be child-free because maybe they just never thought, it never occurred to them. A lot of people kind of discover it because maybe someone else is, and they did never like children in the first place. Why is it only okay to feel sad about it? Why is it not okay to be like, at least I ain't got no damn kids? And let me tell you something, after a hard day of work, after a bunch of nonsense, after a bunch of it could be like after a rough day, and maybe I just went swimming, and then I get to come home to a quiet house, and the boyfriend's playing video games or whatever, or maybe we went to the gym together and we could enjoy that. For me, not having kids makes that a whole lot simpler, like makes life a whole lot simpler. And the thing is, most child-free people don't bash parents for their choice to have children. Like that's antinatalist, and many antinatalists are child-free because that's what they believe. Antinatalism is pretty much, from what I gathered, it's saying that having any kind of birth is wrong, regardless of if you want it or not. It's bad for the planet, blah, 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 blah. And I will say, I have to admit that children are probably a lot more harmful to the planet than animals have been. But also, it's this one planet that we have, and all those greenhouse gases going into the atmosphere. It's one big planet where the child-free and the parents will roast together if it becomes a greenhouse like Venus. Democrats and Republicans are going to. Only the rich will be up in space. They'll all burn together. So anyway, that was those are just some of my thoughts here, because I'm happy about being child-free. I love the fact that I can determine my own way. And as a parent, it's quite hard. It's much harder to do things. It's much harder to really have a life until your kids get older. And even then, you're dealing with a toddler in a grown-ass body. So anyway, that was the question, I guess. What are your answers below? Thank you so much for joining me, and you have a most excellent day.